Okay, hi, welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this betting strategy for roulette that I have discovered online, and it's called the Jagger uh, strategy or the Jagger strategy or whatever. There's a guy named Joseph Jagger, and he lived back in the 19th century. And anyway, he came up with this system for roulette. He had a roulette. He bought his own little roulette table and he tested this, and he is convinced that he could win a lot of money with this, and he did end up winning a lot of money, but mainly because at the time. The roulette wheels, would develop biases very easily over time because of physical wear and tear, and this system takes advantage of biases in the wheel. But it should work, also even if you were to play like in an online casino with like where there would be no way there could be a physical bias. But you want to be careful about that because, for one thing, if you live in the U.S., most of the U.S., it's against the law for you to play in an online casino unless you're in certain areas. I believe in California, it's not against the law. You could play online, um, even on the site that I'm about to show you, which I use the site for just to play for free to test theories. But I looked into it the other day and I found out that if you lived in California, unless the information I got was wrong, I don't know. But I believe if you live in California, it's legal to use that site. In another where I live, it's not. Most states, it's not. But in other states, like I believe New Jersey, they have online gambling, but only through a state operated casino. Like the state operated casino has its website, and it has the casino through the website too, and you can play on there if you live within the borders of the state. If you're a resident of the state, then it's you can use that then, but you can't play for real money if you go to that website and you don't live within that state. So you know you're going to want to look into the laws about that, but you could use this system in the casino. Um, you just got to keep track of the outcomes of what comes up. But anyway, uh, in a nutshell. Oh, but before I go any further, let me kind of make a disclaimer here. This is gambling. There's no guarantees you're going to make any money. You might very well lose your money. So you gamble at your own risk. I'm not liable for what you do, just so you know. This is just information that I came across that I'm going to try it out to see if it works. So I'm sharing it with you. But anyway, in a nutshell, the way this works is there's a couple of things here. One is that you're going to be betting the same or the opposite as whatever the previous outcome was. So if the last thing, and this also, by the way, is for use on betting black or red, like even money bets. I mean, you could do it on the other even money bets too, but it's probably easier to see immediately, if whether black or one red, rather than thinking about if a number is even or odd or whatever. Red and black is just visually, it's instant. So I'm going to be betting on red or black, and if you're betting, you're gonna bet like either the same or the opposite as the previous decision that came up. So let's say, red came up before, and the current betting pattern that I'm in is same. So I'm gonna bet the same as what came up before. So I'll bet red because red came up before. But let's say I lose. Now if I lose, then I'm gonna switch to the other betting pattern, which is opposite. Okay, so I bet on red. I bet same because red came up before, so I bet red again, but it came up black, so I lost. So now I'm going to switch to opposite. So now, since black came up, I'm going to bet the opposite of black by betting red. Okay, and then if I win, I'll keep betting opposite. So whatever came up last, I'll bet the opposite of it if I win. But if I lose, then I switch back to the other way. But here's the thing: if I lose two in a row, like if I bet, let's say red came up, so I'm betting same, so I bet red, and black came up, so that was a loss. So now I switch to betting opposite. Okay, so I'm going to bet the opposite of black, which is red. But now black comes up, so that lost. So since I lost the two in a row, the last way that I was betting was opposite here. So I'm going to bet now that opposite's going to continue. I'm going to bet opposite again. So, uh, and then I'll keep betting opposite as long as that wins. Or, you see what I'm saying? So you'll see when I start playing what I'm talking about. You just got to keep in mind that if you lose, you switch. Whatever one of these you're doing, if you lose once, you switch to the other. As long as you're winning, you'll stay on whichever. But if you lose once, you switch to the other. And if you get 2 losses in a row, you continue with whatever the last one was. Okay? And the other thing is, if either a 0 or a double 0 comes up, which means obviously that's neither red nor black, it's neither even nor odd, whatever. If either 0 or double 0 comes up, you just ignore it like if there was no outcome, and you just continue the betting pattern that that whatever you had bet on, when 0 or double 0 came up, you just continue the pattern on the next spin as if that previous spin with the 0 never came up at all. Okay, now that's the one part of it. Going back and forth between same or opposite according to these rules. Switch at the loss, 2 losses in a row, continue the same decision. If it keeps winning, you continue the same decision as far as same or opposite goes. Now, the amounts of the bets that you're going to make, it's going to be, there's 2 different things here. This here, the main betting sequence, 5, 8, 13, 21, blah, blah. These are Fibonacci numbers. I don't know if you've ever heard of Fibonacci. He's an Italian mathematician, and he came up with this number sequence. It actually starts off 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 8, and it has to do with the way the numbers are generated. This is a number sequence that comes up a lot in nature. It's everywhere in nature, and the way it's generated is you're adding the first 2 numbers together to get the next number. See how that is? So 1 plus 1 would be 2, 2 plus 1 would be 3, 3 plus 2 would be 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 and 5 is 13. You see how that is? So anyway, this is your main betting sequence. And, when you lose, you're going to go up to the next specified. I made the $5 bet and I lose. I go up to the $8 bet. And then if I lose that, I go up to the 13 and etc. Now, if I win, once, then I go back. 1. So let's say I make a $5 bet and I lose. Then I make the $8 bet and I lose. I make the $13 bet and I lose. I make the $21 bet and I win. So then I go back 1 to the 13. Okay, and then I make that bet, and let's say I win that bet as well. So I win 2 in a row. Then I go back to the base bet. Okay, let's say I had lost this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Let's say I make the $89 bet and I finally win. I go back 1, I make the $55 bet next. If I win both of those in a row, I go all the way back to the $5 bet. Okay, you understand? Or let's say I bet, and lost here, lost the 5, lost the 8, lost 13, lost 21, and then I won 34. Okay. And so I go back to the $21 bet and I make that. But now I lose the $21 bet. So now I got to go back up to the $34 bet. Okay? And if I keep losing, I'll keep going up. But anyway, if I was to, let me start over again. If I lose, $5, $8, 13, 21, I get up to the 34 and I win, right? I go back to the $21 bet. But let's say I lose the $21 bet. Okay? So now I got to go back up to the $34 bet. Now if I win the $34 bet, that is to say, if I, am winning 2 out of 3 bets, then I'm done and I can go back. Okay? So if you understand what I'm saying here, there's a couple of possibilities that could happen. If I lose all the way until I win the $34 bet, once I win it, any bet that you win, you go back 1. Okay? And then if I lose this bet, I got to make the $34 bet again. And if I win it,